Hi, this is Cass from Aussie Cass Plays, and welcome to part 18 of my Medieval Legacy Challenge. It's Monday morning. It's actually a holiday today. It is spring clean because it's spring. All of the snow melted on the Sunday. I played through Saturday, Sunday, I think most of Saturday and all of Sunday. I've got everybody into a finely tuned money-making machine now because there's so many children. The two girls both have knitting thingies, these things, so they can knit. They can't sell things on Plopsy, but I have them gift the items to a parent, and then the parent lists it on Plopsy. That can be a problem because the kids quite often get an embarrassed buff because they're a bit embarrassed at the quality of their knitting. But hey, things are selling, and something looked even more beautiful in person than the vague listing implied. Now, I'm just pausing it for a sec. I've got David a woodworking table, so he's got a couple of little things listed on Plopsy that he's trying to sell, and Olivia's still trying to sell different rugs and things because she's obviously a more advanced knitter. Zachary made some really rubbish flowers, so he's trying to sell those. He's also had a couple of yard sales, and also Rose hosted a yard sale. We've been very busy, but I just wanted to start off by talking about little Oliver because I've been having him play his violin a lot. He actually has violin skill now, so he's finally, whoa, I didn't realize I had a pillar there connected to nothing. He's finally starting to improve, but it's like 5 a.m. and a vampire has shown up. Now, this is Teresa. He's met her once before. She's the reason that the house is festooned in garlic. And she's come over to talk to our plants, apparently. She's come over to talk to the garlic and be like, why are you bullying me, garlic? Why? Now, I don't think Oliver has noticed her yet because he's facing the other way. He's stayed up all night. He really wanted to practice his violin. He's doing it outside because, you know, there's nowhere to do it inside that wouldn't wake somebody. You may or may not recall Teresa, why he stop? She's come over here to talk to him. She is the vampire who showed up originally, and he met her and they had a bit of a conversation. I'm just going to pop that back in his inventory so he doesn't lose it. Now, she showed up and been like, hey, little boy who's so good at the violin, you know, you're so magical, you know, why don't we talk a little? And they're now stargazing. Now, what this crazy vampire wants is anybody's guess. You may guess her name is Teresa Stroud. She's perhaps not of the Caleb and Lilith school of vampirism. I mean, she's very pretty, but, you know, she's not super nice. Oh, people are buying things from me. It's very exciting. Some of the other kids have woken up. I'm just going to queue up some actions for them. And when little Isabella comes out and sees that Oliver's out here talking, she's like, hey, Oliver. And Oliver's like, oh, no. And he kind of realizes perhaps that he shouldn't be talking to the strange vampire now. She seems to be asking him about Caleb. It's like, hey, has another vampire been here? And he's like, well, I didn't meet him, but I heard my mum and dad talking when they thought I was asleep, and they said that 2 different vampires showed up. There was a man and a lady. It's lucky it's cloudy or she'd be on fire right now. I'm just saying. Who's this? Oh, it's Rose. I'm like, what's she? Oh, she's cooked herself something on the barbecue. So he's going to complain about cleaning and talk about dreams, I guess. Be like, I don't want to be a farmer. I want to be like a court musician, and I want to play my violin for kings and queens. Okay, he's come out. Now we have a responsible adult here. He's going to list those 2 things, and then I'm going to have him come over here and do a rude introduction. So David's come over here and he's like, excuse me, I know what you are. My mother has talked about you people. Get out. Why are you talking to my little brother? So I'm going to have him act tough. He's like, you know, get out of here, you baby snatcher. She's like, well, that's outrageous. Now, because of all the garlic, she actually can't bite him. Because I feel like in this situation, he would be lunch under other circumstances. So he's acting tough and she's clearly not super, like, convinced by it. Now, Olivia has also gotten up. She really needs a bath. She can hear shouting from outside, though, so she's going to come out here. And she knows what she's seeing. She still also has the vampiric tome, which I think that she can now use. She brandishes it and a clove of garlic and says, "Get out of here, creature of the night. You are not welcome here." And also, she's really stinky. So maybe that helped chase the vampire away. Teresa's like, "Oh, man, you are fragrant, lady." All right, come over here, get yourself a potato. Now, Olivia is going to obviously have to talk to David about what went on, but David is actually going to come over here and talk to, Oliver is going to come over here and talk to David. He's going to describe his imaginary friend that, you know, maybe he didn't think she was real. Oh, bills have just arrived. That's nice. I actually want him to beg. I think there is a beg reaction. Oh, it might not be for the kids because this is a teenager. He might not be able to do anything. So he's basically begging his brother to not tell mum and dad that David caught Oliver talking to the vampire when he first came out. Now, little Rose obviously is in earshot for all of this, so I'm going to get her to clean that up. And also clean that up. This is all activities for spring clean. Now, just to talk you guys through the spring clean event that I've created, we obviously have cleaning, we have baking, and we have gardening. Now, baking and gardening, I feel like the kids aren't going to need to do. No, they don't. So that's just the teenagers and the adults. This was obviously a whispered conversation at Olivia. I'm going to say she didn't overhear it, but David has agreed that he won't tell his parents about Oliver talking to the vampire if Oliver promises not to talk to the vampire again. And Oliver's like, of course, you know, she was a creepy lady. Why would I talk to her? But I think we know the truth is Oliver's a little bit fascinated by the whole vampire thing. Now, he's going to complain that he's not feeling well. He's actually going to go to bed. And I'm going to get these guys ready. Now, it is also birthdays of David and Andrea. So what I'm going to do is a little bit later in the day, it's only like 10 in the morning now, I'm going to have them kind of like, we'll age them both up. I don't think I'm going to have a party because I just think that we just had one, basically, in the last part. But I may invite Jewel over once Oliver's aged up. I want to show you guys her. I have aged her up. I've also aged up Finley because Finley's actually older than Jules, so he should be a little bit older. But I had just forgotten to age him up. So he's now a handsome young man. All right, I'm going to take care of their needs. And a little bit later on, we're going to have a little in-family birthday party. All right, you guys, it's getting on towards evening because I am just that bad at managing my Sims. Well, that's interesting. Look at that door there. Yeah, that was obviously a visual glitch because he just walked through the wall. But I'm actually getting little David to age up Andrea, who, by the way, is level 3s in all her traits. So we did get her, and in fact, level 4 communication. And then I'm going to get him to age up himself. Oh, no, hang on, not himself. Oliver, get up. Oh, my God. Imagine if I aged David up straight away. All right, get up, you. You've been asleep all day. Come add some candles. Why is he... Oh. All right. Okay, Andrea's aging up. She's active. I mean, I did kind of pick her as a bit of a tomboy, honestly. So I'll put her on motor. And then we're going to age up Oliver. And then once I've aged him up, then I'll jump into Cass and I'll give them both makeovers. Oh, he vanished. Oliver? Oliver! Oh, he's all the way over here. You are not going to age up, are you? I've had this happen a bit recently. I can have him blow it out 100 times and he just won't age up. I'll give it another shot, and if this doesn't work, I'll have to use MC Command Center. Yeah, no, it's not working. So that's great. We don't get a spin for him, but that's all right. So I'm going to save him to be a teen. There we go. And he's a cat lover. No, I'm not really feeling that. I might actually pick for him. I'm thinking he might be a romantic. I do feel like a romantic is definitely his vibe. He's like my little introverted musician boy, but I think he, you know, especially having just been, I wouldn't say courted by Teresa, but she was definitely flooding him with attention. And I imagine that that could be a thing that would persuade him towards thinking romantic thoughts. All right, I'm going to put him on, where is it? The music one? No, this one. Musical Genius. There we go. Oh, buddy, you look so sad. He looks so much like his brother. It's unbelievable. All right, I'm going to jump into Cass real quick and give these two their makeovers, and then I'll touch base back with you guys. Okay, you guys, here's little Andrea. So I did put her in dresses still, even though I said she was a tomboy because that was the time. But I've gone for shorter dresses that I figured she'd have more movement in, except for her winter dress because obviously, you know, needs to be something that will keep her warm. I also got some Plum Bob Tea Society like hats and stuff for kids, which I love. So when it was her birthday, the other two girls also got gifted some hats for like their formal weather and stuff. And we've got beautiful bows for their hair now. So all three girls have bows and ribbons that they can wear in different outfits. Now, that's David. So here's Oliver. I've kept the curly hair that he had already. And he's mostly in like Star Wars stuff, actually. I'm not going to lie. Like I said to you guys, I think in the last part, it's great for that kind of layers look. He's also a string bean like his brother. They've got such narrow hips. I assume they get it from their dad because he's quite broad-shouldered is our Zachary. So, yeah, quite broad-shouldered, quite narrow-hipped. I assume that that's where that has come from. And I've also mixed up some of the other outfits a little bit just because, like I've said to you guys before, these guys are not flat broke now. So in my mind, the whole one outfit for all seasons, like Olivia started with literally one dress and then her winter version of it had like ripped pantyhose and stuff. So they've come a really long way. So I thought I'd run you guys through the assorted sentiments that have accrued. Zachary apparently doesn't have any. I'm not actually sure that that's true because I thought he had at least one. But anyway, I wonder if they've all gone away. One thing I noticed was that David actually had or more to the point, not David, but Jewel had a sentiment towards David that she was impressed by him. Now, this is Jewel, by the way. This is her makeover, and this is her final form. You'll see I've given her glasses because she's got the crazy kind of black eyes. I thought that Jared and Marcy would give her glasses, even with just glass in them, not prescription of any kind, to try and hide that. But I've gone for like the vintage glasses, which don't actually have tinted glass. So, I mean, they don't really hide anything, but that's okay. So everyone else has gone to bed and Olivia's staying up, even though Oliver wasn't particularly tired because he slept most of the day, but they've all gone to bed. Olivia's staying up. She's knitting at the moment, but what she's really doing is keeping an eye out because even though David told her, you know, he just came out and Teresa was there and Oliver was out the front too, but, you know, obviously David's covering for his little brother. Olivia's worried about why the vampires keep coming back. She's assuming that it's because they've heard that she is David Sr.'s daughter and that the family, the kids, are the grandchildren of David Whitlock. So David obviously had vampire enemies in the kingdom they came from. He was injured while taking out a vampire that had been attacking the village. So he had vampire enemies, and Olivia's really worried that Teresa or one of the other vampires could come back and actually do something. Do you know what I mean? Like, she could come back, she could set fire to the house while they're all asleep. She could figure out a way around the garlic. Like, there are lots of different options. So Olivia's just staying up a bit. She can't sleep. She's too worried. Zachary has said, look, I'm a really light sleeper, honey. I would hear, like, if there were a fire. And Olivia she can't get to sleep. And she also knows he's not a light sleeper and will just ignore the helicopter that flew past over there. Anyway, I'm going to leave Olivia sitting up for a little bit, doing a little bit of knitting, and then I will catch you guys in the morning. All right, it's just after breakfast, and little Oliver has snuck away from the house to visit the neighbour. Now, I will show you how close these guys are. They're actually really close. So that's the Kinglers. This is where the Smallies are. So Marcy and Jewel and Jared. And then our farm is over here. So they're actually pretty close. And I think this is the Dunhams, which is the not at all gay couple who are hiding the fact that they're gay. In interesting news, a little bit of gossip about the Dunhams, they've actually adopted a little boy. So there you go. Well, adopted. They're looking... Oh, that was an exciting CC glitch. Oh, trash fruit. That's lovely. Let me just get rid of that. There we go. So he's come over here. I actually wanted him to... Oh, who's his sentiment? Well, see, all the sentiments have reappeared. I tried to show you guys before, like, close after a fun party. Like, there were heaps. Now, they had all disappeared. Now they've reappeared. Now, the Olivia and Zachary did get a violin for Oliver, like an adult-size violin for his sort of teen birthday, in the same way David got a hat and the promise of a farm. Whoa, Marcy's pregnant! Hey, Marcy. I should probably say hi to her. So this is Jewel. She is lovely. But see what I mean about the glasses? I actually think they really suit her. But in an ideal world, they would have tinted lenses. I'm not a clever CC person who can... Maybe a bit of personal space would be appropriate. I'm just saying. So he's come over here because he wanted to... Put your phone away. He wanted to, like, show her what he's learned. And maybe he's playing, like, a song for her. But you can tell he's really pleased with how he's going because he keeps making faces. I love how they're cross-eyed when they play violin. Can't really get a good screenshot. And she's like, I'm just going to go inside for a minute. Now, I'm actually going to have David show up at this point because he's discovered that his brother has snuck off. And he's like, bro, where'd you go? So he's going to, let's see. I don't want him to be mean, but he's asking him. Now, I'm saying ask about woohoo, but he's like, dude, what's going on? In the meantime, Marcy's standing here awkwardly, so that's nice. I really should have these guys all introduce themselves to her, since she's the wife of a longtime family friend. So David's like, look, you know, what's going on? And obviously with Marcy standing right there, Oliver's not going to be like, well, I've kind of got a crush on Jewel. Now, I am going to knock on the door based on what happened with Simon burning to death when I couldn't get inside the house. I want access to the house. Oliver came over with a song that she didn't seem super interested in, but David's actually made some brownies. Bless his cotton socks. So he's like, I'll give her brownies. I will buy her love with sweets because I am a man who knows how to bake. So he's knocking and going in. Now, she's going to put the brownies here. He's going to put the brownies here and say hi to Jared. Now, the reason Jared is sad is actually the same reason Zachary was sad, because when Widow McNair died, Jared and Zachary were the ones that ran over. So, gonna come over and be like, hey, you know, I heard that you were there when she passed. You know, a bit of an awkward conversation when you're trying to impress someone, but he's gonna, like, call to meal. In the meantime, Oliver's like, no, hey, this is me coming over to impress the girl. Now, if you look, she gets on way better with Oliver than she does with David. Like, I think these two are actually friends, whereas she's just acquaintances with David. So, obviously, if David wants to woo Jewel, he's got a little bit of work to do. I'm keen for these boys to fight over her. because, you know, it's funny. All right, let's go mention our pleasure-seeking nature to her. Oh, no, stop. Not in front of her parents. Stop. No, stop. Come on. No, not in front of the parents. Super awkward. We have to be respectful in front of the parents. We can't be like, go sit here. And then you come sit here. We're all going to attempt to talk to Jewel. So we're going to talk about our life achievements, brighten her day, and she's like, boys, honestly. Now, I think that Jewel would know. Convinced to install. Oh, insect farm. So I was like, what? Like software? Ask about her day. We'll gossip. We'll talk about cooking. He's like bragging about his brownie cooking. He's going to, oh my gosh, kiss hands. Are you for real? We'll compliment the house. Thank you very much. I made this house. Thank you. I appreciate that. This one's on the gallery. If you look up Hurricane Cass with one S, then you will find, I think it's medieval style home or something. I can't remember. Oh, Jared's so sad about Widow McNair. She actually lived a super long time. I have aging disabled on all the Sims in this world. And she probably should have died when these guys were like toddlers, because elders don't live that long on a normal lifespan. But I decided it was her time. And also, this used to be where her house was. Does that mean I wanted to move Jared and Marcy and Jewel in here? So, oops, I'm sorry. Oh, look, Jewel's cleaning up. What a good girl. These guys have got music. Oh, hang on. Let me just change the station because it should be classical. I don't think I told you guys we got a music box. Zachary got it for Olivia after the last episode. I should show you guys. It's quite cute. So he's going to try making a good impression on Marcy as well. So I don't want to choose go to school because I know he will go to school and he's not allowed. Talk about latest inventions, presumably meaning music. She's gone out here to read, and David does not understand that usually means leave me alone. So he's going to come out here and try and make up a little bit of... Obviously, Oliver has a head start. Oh my gosh, she's walking away. She's like, oh my god, just leave me alone, both of you. Bless. She's like, nah, I'm going in the study. I just need to find an interaction that ask to cloud gaze, I guess. We'll try that. Maybe she'll do that. Oliver, though, knows that you need to make a good impression on the parents as well if you want to woo. Sentiment gained. You know what? It's been wonderful to spend time with you. We've made some great memories and we'll make more. I'm sure of it. Oh, hang on. Is be flattering a romantic interaction? We don't want to be romantic. Try and cheer him up. I need to see what this sentiment is that he just gained towards Jewel. Or did she gain it towards him? I mean, let's find out. So, David's sentiments about Jewel growing closer over time. From quality time. So, David appreciates that Jewel makes time for him. Time spent together seems to bring them closer together. And he thinks she's very unattractive. Is it the eyes? Oh my gosh. That's unacceptable. What does he think of her appearance? Nothing. Neutral. Okay. Oh my gosh. He thinks she's unattractive because her eyes kind of weird him out, but he likes her anyway. So that's kind of cute in a way, but mostly just sad. Like, why do you think she's unattractive? I think she's beautiful. I'm actually going to leave this part here, guys. I've tried. I've failed. I tried to have them talk to her. Now, Oliver's also... The other thing to bear in mind is he's actually got two separate kind of thought processes going on here. One is that he finds Jewel quite... he thinks she's quite cute. This is actually her bedroom, so it's weird that they're sitting on her bed. But the other thing is he's into the whole vampire thing. You know, he can't stop thinking about Teresa. I think... him trying to flirt with Jewel, although he hasn't yet, but him trying to get to know Jewel is actually maybe him trying to put the idea of the demon, which is what his mum has told him vampires are, the demon out of his mind. So he's perhaps trying to distract himself, which obviously that isn't good from motivations for a relationship. I think David's motivations are more genuine. Honestly, I think he's like more interested in Jewel for herself. He's not trying to distract himself from anything. He is genuinely a young man thinking about future wife potential. So, you know, I'll let him tell her some stories and stuff. But I'm going to end this part here, you guys. I'll have these guys hang around for a bit longer and just work on their relationships a bit. And then I'll take them home and I will catch you guys in the next part. So if you have any suggestions, if you have any preferences, if you think Oliver should run off and join the vampires, if you think Oliver should run as far away from the vampires as he possibly can, if you think Oliver should run away with Jewel and join the Navy, I'm interested to hear. I don't know why Oliver's doing all the running. Anyway, it's fine. If you've enjoyed, please like and subscribe. You know the drill. Don't forget to wash your hands. I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.